Yo, yo, yo! Around the Coinverse, episode 60. We got the real Randy Chavez and Patient Hodler. Woo!
Hi.
How are we going?
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
How are y'all doing?
It's a good day, man. It's a good day. Bitcoin hit 50,000 USD just not too long ago, just a few hours ago. Like I'm really excited, man. Like this is exciting. We're entering the bull run. Even like the halving's not even here yet. Like another 2 months out, and Bitcoin could hit its all-time high before we get to the halving. Which Patient Hollow, do you know if that's never happened before? Because as far as I know, that's never happened.
It never happened before, and I think it will not happen this time as well.
Oh, you might eat your words. We've also
Hey,
never
what's
had
never happening? Is the question.
Long way.
Randy, has Bitcoin ever hit its all-time high before the Bitcoin halving? I don't think it's ever happened. You know, in the cycle.
I don't know. I always thought it did. Like it was like right there. Maybe it didn't. I always thought it was like very close, but I guess not. I didn't really pay too much close attention.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's never happened. So this is like, if that does happen, which Patient was saying won't, which it may not, but if it does happen, that would be insane. Like, what would that mean for the bull run? It usually does like at least a 4 or 5x or more during that time.
Yeah, we go super.
Yeah, it'd just be insane. What is it? Gameplay start.
I mean, the reason for that is also exceptional this time. If it would happen, it wouldn't be a surprise to me, to be honest. I mean, I don't think it will happen because of market manipulation and everything, but I read today that the Bitcoin ETF's net inflow is 12.5x the amount that is produced at the moment. That gets cut in half. That would make it 25x consumption of daily produced Bitcoin. So that is a bull case, I would say, from today's prices.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy because we've never had spot Bitcoin ETFs approved for Bitcoin. So this could make a super cycle, guys. It could be happening.
I don't know. Super cycle narrative exists since the inception of Bitcoin. Oh, what if it only goes up? I mean, crypto, Bitcoin, NFTs, ultimately VeVe, everything depends on the liquidity cycle, and that has its ups and downs, right? So
this show's better than what's MNF? Anyone guys know?
Monday Night Football.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
So it's on this Taylor Swift music vertical. Can you put that up again?
Yes, and we've got
Taylor Swift music vertical or Pokemon burning more MCP. Probably Pokemon. That would probably burn the most.
Hello.
I mean, you have
VeVe's husband. I feel like we should call you King VeVe, right? That would make.
Oh, she won't allow that.
But if there's Queen VeVe, then you've got to be the king of it. I think
it's all about branding.
What's happening? What's your name?
William.
William, I'm Jordan, and you've obviously watched me before. I've never seen you before, but I know Randy's had some good conversations with you, so I'm really excited to have you here. So thanks for coming.
Good times.
No problem.
Very good
awesome.
Times.
It's exciting.
Everyone smash that like button. The questions that we just had was what's going to burn more MCP if it were to come to VeVe? Would it be Taylor Swift and a music vertical, or would it be Pokemon and just the Pokemon fans? I would guess Pokemon, just because I mean there's just a lot of people like Taylor Swift, but a lot of guys don't. A lot of girls are jelly. She had the whole controversy with football stuff. You know, Pikachu never got ostracized for going to another sporting event. You know, Charizard never got accused of dating someone who was kind of an a-hole. Pokemon just kind of had, it's been around for a lot longer. I would say that would burn the most MCP points, but that's just me. What about y'all?
I'm just super excited. Everything's going well, man. It's a good day.
I think Pokemon would be an all-in scenario, like in poker, right? When everyone goes all in. So like first Pokemon drop. It depends how much MCP it ultimately would burn. It would burn of however much additions you launch, the MCP of one allocation to each. So you go all in, I go all in, Jordan goes all in, and that would be the MCP burn. And everyone who has not enough would be left with their MCP because they didn't get anything. So I think that would be ultimately happening.
Woo. So I will answer that, Randy. I don't have that many MCP points. I've got like, I don't know what it was, 300,000 or something, 400,000. I would probably go all in. I think maybe I'd spend half my MCP points for Pokemon. But if it was Dragon Ball Z, I might spend even more. So I actually think that Dragon Ball Z could probably, burn or use up more MCP points than Pokemon.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Like
Taylor Swift was worth $500 million to the NFL.
Was that?
That's true.
NFL?
Taylor Swift was
NFL?
worth $500 million in revenue to the NFL.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Yeah. You had a lot of teenage girls going and watching football with their dads. Didn't happen before.
Everything.
Yeah.
Osman Collects is saying he enjoyed chatting with you on Wednesday last week. Randy and I caught that. That was a really good stream. Yeah. Oh, WebV Wednesdays on Twitter.
Good stuff.
X. Yeah. Awesome. So I want to change direction just a little bit here. We just had an announcement from VeVe that they're doing another Lamborghini drop. The 400 LP Countach looks awesome. So, William, you're a car guy, right? You're big into cars?
Yes, sir.
What's the car you've got now at the moment?
I got lots of cars. I'm a sleeper guy. I like to build sleepers. Nice. My normal car, the everyday should be fast car. I got a 2010 Corvette, modified supercharger, cam, headers, exhaust, you name it. We did all the tuning ourselves.
Oh, that's awesome.
I got a 600 horsepower Fiero.
Fiero. What type of car is that?
A little Fiero. It was only made for 4 years. It's a 2-seater Pontiac rear engine.
I thought it was a small car. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah,
I got a 3800 swap in that, 600 horsepower. I got an HHR. I'm yet to put about $5,000 into that. It'll be about a 500 horsepower HHR. That's what I like to do. I had a Grand Prix. I don't know if you guys know front wheel drive Grand Prix. Yeah, we actually had the 10th or 15th fastest front wheel drive Grand Prix in the nation. We used to race them all the time. So that's what I like to do.
I was gonna say, do you take them to the track?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Do you prefer drags or do you like a race track?
I do both. I do both. I like drag racing better. It's a little cheaper.
Yes, there's not so much tire damage and
it's a little cheaper, but I do them both.
It's a quick adrenaline rush. And
I race that. I mean, I race everything: motorcycles, you name it.
Yeah, wicked. There's probably less danger in a drag race.
Oh, you got an ambulance there, so quarter mile away, there's an ambulance there.
Ooh, hey, Ian. Essentially,
hello, sir. How you doing? Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Well, we got an awesome all-star lineup today. I'm loving this.
Marvelous. Well, sorry, I'm late. I was just sorting my son out, putting him to bed, and all that kind of stuff. Because it's
that's all good. I don't even know what time it is.
12:10. 12:10.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, we're having an awesome show today. Ian, are you into cars as well?
Yeah. Well, I have a car. But that's about it, really. So yeah.
Have you been going for any of the drops lately?
Not really, actually. No, I haven't been doing much on VeVe side of stuff. I kind of stepped away from the YouTube channel for a bit because I've been working for different content creators, or as a content creator for different companies and stuff. So therefore, I haven't been doing much in that side of things. And VeVe kind of, it interested me when it was all going well, because obviously I was like, yeah, I'm making loads of money. And then as soon as it started going down the toilet, I kind of stopped buying the stuff, essentially. So I haven't been for a drop for quite a while, to be honest. I'm just accumulating points, essentially, which I realise are going to be super rare, it seems, from what we can...
the points are being used up really quickly.
There's definitely a couple drops that you missed. One very recently, where you had this golden dragon. People were spending an average of 42,000 points on it. There's 80 editions, and it wound up on average, I think, going for about $750. I think now the floor is like $650, a little below that. But they just announced a new Lambo. You should definitely try and go for, because the last Lambo had 120 editions. I think 80 of them were available, and that's going for around $2,000. So if there's anything that you should try for, I would say it'd be the next drop that's coming up, at least as far as the Lambo goes.
Yeah. I saw I see on Twitter anyway all the stuff, and I kind of keep up with it, but then I kind of I don't really go on VeVe as much. I just I kind of it logged me out a few times, and I've got this this password that I've then written in a book somewhere. So it kind of, as soon as it logs me out, then I'm just like, oh, again. So I've got to go and try and find a little book to add me password in and all that sort of stuff. So but no, it seems it's doing well with the old with the points and everything. And I couldn't believe it, actually. I didn't expect it to be like 5,000 minimum for bidding, because that's quite a lot of points, really, isn't it? Essentially,
I think what they did as well is they worked out that that so many people have accumulated points for so long, they're going to make the minimum pretty high, and they might adjust that down like next season sort of thing, or like next year, or whatever. Once all the points are gone, who knows? They might adjust it to 1,000 points minimum, or this will just make people really want to buy more stuff to get more points. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but using the goal is to burn OMI, and this is the way that they can do that. So make it higher, make it as high as possible.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Because when them bronze tickets come in and then people can buy them in OMI, I guess that's going to be the killer there, isn't it?
Hashtag soon.
Hashtag soon.
Right.
Well, when it gets in the app, that's what I'm looking forward to. When we can actually buy OMI in the app, that's going to be the catalyst, if you ask me. But,
hopefully that's next quarter.
You think so?
Yeah, and so they posted an article about 2 weeks ago, maybe 2.5 weeks ago now, that they said, like, hey, one of the main priorities is access to the token, and they said it'll be in multiple ways, and multiple ways plural can either mean like, oh, not just one exchange but multiple exchanges, but most likely that means not just an exchange or exchanges, but being able to buy it on the app, because being able to bridge from layer 1 to layer 2 is kind of a pain. Most new Web 2 people are not going to do that, so buying layer 2 on the app is I think absolutely essential. And you should see that that's happening really soon. That should happen in Q2.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting when that happens, because I think we'll see a massive pump in OMI then, because obviously it's essentially going to. What are we pointing at?
Oh, I was just saying.
He's just excited. Excited. And I don't know if anyone caught Patient Holder, if they caught your videos right after you went to the Crypto XR. I have never seen you so bullish, man. That's why I really want to get you on this show. And I knew you were super busy and doing a whole bunch of stuff right after that. But
yeah,
man, I've never seen you so bullish on OMI and VeVe. So what do you?
I was quite shocked as well. I was looking at that and I was like, "What? Hold on."
Hey, first of all, thanks for watching. If you,
I love your show, man.
But I was going to say, by the way, previously, before I answer that, I would love to see them to play around with the one-of-one artworks and super scarce stuff with either MCP or OMI instead of just gems. So that would be cool. But anyways, yeah. So me returning more bullish, I think that was obvious. I did expect that, to be honest, that I would return more bullish than I was going. If not, that would be a huge disappointment, obviously. And there are many reasons for it. So first of all, getting to know the people that I only know by name in the chat was a huge game changer, because you see each and every one who is behind that. Not only you degenerates, but that I see here on screen, but like in reality, in person, people that are tuning in to a Crypto Morning Coffee or to videos and leave a comment. And then like the funny thing is people expect you to recognize them as well, because they interact with you every day. And then you're like, and your username is what? And then, okay, I know you from the chat. You're talking to me every day. Now I have a face to that. And then people showing the collection and seeing people collecting specific things, specific mints, paying much money for that. People standing in line for the London police drop. Like, I covered it in a video, seeing people being so excited about that artwork, and ultimately also the VeVe team, or the people that I met from the VeVe team, Dan, David, Reese, and who else was there? Oh, Lucas, yeah. Being excited, getting to know them in person is definitely good. It's always better to meet everyone in the real life than just on a screen, or even only a name, only a Twitter tweet, and you can talk differently, you can exchange ideas differently. But to put a disclaimer here, all of that made me bullish, But that doesn't mean, although already some people are coming out of their corners like, yo, Patient Hodler is throwing every principle overboard just because he met some people in real life. No, we still need deliveries. And everyone here, I think, agrees that we want the deliveries, right? But on the other hand, we got the MCP, and I've also said MCP is like almost the most bullish thing that I saw until now. I explained it in much detail.
I didn't expect it, man. I did not expect to get MCP points up and running yet. I thought that was going to be ages away. So that got me really bullish as well.
Yeah, there are only 3-ish things that are more bullish than the MCP mechanic, and that is OMI to NFT, OMI going deflationary, OMI on exchanges. So these 3 things are more important than MCP, but MCP is and MCP combined with huge drops, right? Because you guys know that I was the entire time when I was bearish on OMI, I was always bullish on VeVe. I said it in every video, I said it in every Ecomi-verse, although it might not sound like this, but I was always bullish on VeVe. I think MCP is way more bullish for VeVe collectibles than for OMI, just because you can manage to get MCPs with OMI collectibles alone, without any OMI, right? You can still accumulate points, and that makes, we see it already. Look at the secret rare pencils. They were sitting at 10 gems. Now they have doubled. They are sitting at 20 gems or 18 gems or something like that. And you go across the comics and everything, things went up 100, 200, 300%. It's not much if it goes from 1 gem to 3 gem, but if you hold 2,000 editions of that, yeah.
Awesome. Go for Randy.
Oh, I was thinking that to kind of piggyback on one of your statements there, and I guess kind of poke at it a bit. You said like, I'm not that bullish just because I met some of the people. I feel like there's a way in which some people that can turn them bullish, and I think that's okay. You could have Warren Buffett, you could have anyone go in and look at the data on a company like, okay, here's their revenue, here's their here's the amount that they're spending, here's the amount that they're taking in, here's their net profit. And you don't really take the plunge until you look at videos of the CEO. You don't like, I didn't really buy into Tesla heavily until I saw a bunch of people, or I saw a bunch of interviews with Elon Musk. Same thing with Veve and Ecomi, until I saw a bunch of, they had great products, they had great IP, but until I saw a bunch of interviews with David and Dan, I didn't do that. So I think that if somebody does meet them and that's your tipping point, if that's a straw that breaks the investment bank, like, okay, that changes lever, I think that can be a good thing.
And Patient Hodler, you spent a lot of time with David. I saw even just on your videos, you had many conversations with him.
Yeah. So first of all, that's not what I said. I didn't say that I'm not bullish because I met David.
Yeah, I know. I was just saying that for that.
Yeah, okay. I am obviously, if you talk to a person like that, it gets you excited, right? And he has many things to say and interesting views, and also with other, like, if you don't always go and talk only about Veve and Ecomi and what's trying to get something out of it. Just a random conversation can just be over something else, right? But you still get to pick the brain of the person. So I think that especially David is a very if I say very special person, that seems weird, but on the other hand, yes, he is very special, right? So yes, of course, that changes something. But what I meant was, just if David after 3 years says to me, "Oh yeah, OMI is coming," I'm still expecting a delivery, right? It's not only, yeah, this OMI utility is coming. After 3 years, is also, you want to see that followed up by actually coming, right? Otherwise, you want to exactly, I think that's exactly, maybe that's also what you meant. You can feel it. You can feel excitement coming over from the one person, and you get infected by that excitement that this person has for the project, the product, the brands, and everything that they build. And you want to, after that, you're praying, like, please deliver on that, so that I can say what I just heard came true, right? So I think that's more or less how I would put the feeling into words. And I am confident that they will deliver on that, but I want to see it also, Yeah.
So Will, have you met David Yu as well? at some of the events?
I've been. This is one thing that you can't truly appreciate an in-person meeting until you're at an event. You realize how much seasoned money is actually in Veve and Ecomi. That matters to me. I'm not taking out anything on the young people that have made money in crypto. Great. But when you see people like Sanjay, and these people like Dr. Profit, these guys have been successful for 20, 30 years and believe in this project. That matters. And when you actually meet and you see the lines in the droves of people waiting just to say hi or get a picture, you realize how strong the community truly is.
Yeah, it's awesome. I honestly have never met a community like the Veve Ecomi fam. Like I'm coming up on 40 years old in a few years, not far behind there, and I've experienced a lot of different communities, a lot of different things I've been into, but man, the Veve fam is just, and Ecomi homies are just something else. They're like it's a different breed.
I mean, you got MC1 throwing these parties, and I'm on a couch with Alcon and Moonbot and all these people sitting next to me. I'm nobody, I'm a guy that likes to, turn wrenches in a garage, and here I am sitting with royalty, because of my woman. I got to go to his penthouse and sit and talk to him for like 5 hours. Like, it's amazing. I've never met a community like this either.
That's awesome. Ian, have you been to any of the events?
I haven't. No, I'm sort of way off in a different country. So
same here, man. Same here. Yeah.
It's not something I can really just hop down the road to do, unfortunately. So, but I guess if there's one in the UK, then maybe I'd. Did they do one in the UK or they haven't?
Yeah, 2022.
Yes, they did. Yeah. But I was working at the time. That's the other thing as well. I'm always gallivanting around different places, so it's I can't really sort of structure things as such. Apart from with my family, so but I'd love to go to one of the events. But then, having said that, I'm not a massive collector, so I don't know. Like the Comic-Con thing, I'm not really a cosplay Comic-Con type of person, so I don't know if I would enjoy it. I guess I'd enjoy the interaction with the VeVe fam and the like when I had my interview with Reese, like you said, when you get to know people, you become more bullish on what's going on. And just after the interview that I had with him, I think I was like interviewing for like an hour and a half or something like that, and it was just all bombarding him with questions that people wanted to know. But afterwards, we sat and talked for like 2 hours afterwards, and it was just about normal stuff. And it was just like poor chap. He needed a wee during the show, and then after he weed, he come back, and like we were off air, and then we just chatted for like 2 hours, and it was just like I waffle a lot anyway. But I was just asking him all about him and stuff he done and all that kind of stuff, and it was just interesting to get to know him as a person. Unfortunately, he's not the same guy anymore, is he? He's not the obviously like Foster's now essentially taking his role, hasn't he? Essentially, I guess.
Yeah, but I think Reese is still going to a lot of the events, right? He was at Crypto XR as well. So I think, he's still part of the team. He's just in the background now, which is sort of probably better.
Yeah, well, he said when we were having our interview at the time, or not the interview afterwards, he said that he's now going to be taking over that role. That was before he sort of stopped doing this role. He said that he was now going to be blockchain person. It was kind of weird because you kind of want to pick their brains. But then you kind of feel a bit weird doing it as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, Patient Hodler, when you were talking to David Yu, did you kind of sort of aware of what you were saying? And maybe you will as well when you've met him. Are you aware of what you're saying so you don't sort of like try and be like, when's this coming kind of thing?
I mean, I didn't do that at least.
It was off camera, right? For the reasons that you are around with like 5, 6, 7 people around the table. Yeah. And I don't think you really have to with David. You don't really have to pull stuff out of his nose, right? He starts talking and you're after you're like, wait a minute, are you supposed to tell us that? Or can you, I don't know, did you check that back with legal? Or marketing, or I don't know what. Can you say that? But and then hoping that no one else has a machine rolling or like camera on and posting that. But no, you are in a conversation and it's super interesting. And yes, I mean, if there's the chance to launch a question that might be interesting to you, of course you do that. I did that as well. I asked some questions, especially around Ecomi, that were interesting to me, that could be interesting to everyone else. But at the same time, I felt when you guys were at the events, so Randy, for example, when you visited events or so, there was still this opportunity to just pull someone to the side and have a quick interview, right? And or ask some questions and have the camera rolling. And this time, I think they were very cautious to not appear in front of the camera and say something, especially because they got burned by overpromising and maybe talking excited about stuff that is maybe years out. And then everyone's like, when? And on the other hand, they know probably that it's only going to result in the next shitstorm if something goes wrong. So probably they had very clear guidelines on when they can talk freely, when you don't see any cameras in the air, and when you can't. And obviously there will be people that will say, no, yeah, okay, it's just another form of deception now. But I just had the feeling that we were in conversations and that everyone more or less stuck to a code to not take any audios and videos, and that everyone got excited by the conversations and by that excitement that I mentioned before that was coming over. But I think also not only me, like the great big ass skeptic, but also other people, like they had a lot of questions, and some of the questions were very emotional, like in the sense of, why do we have that? And why is this taking so long? And so I think there were a lot of people that went to this event to set their mind straight again about what it's all about. And I think they managed to do that for a lot of people that they came out way more bullish than before. And maybe that event was important at the right time, and together with what they can roll out, if they take the chance, it could lead to this sentiment shift that we're seeing a little bit. If it doesn't get slashed by something bad, I think this could be a good turnaround point.
I've got a really good comment I want to get to by Robel. Seeing IMX moving up so fast makes you speculate that Disney and Fortnite Metaverse might be an immutable X. Well, it's just called immutable now. They took away the X, just immutable. And that could be, interoperable with VeVe. Totally possible. There's also that Metaverse standards. I think, Patient Hodler, you were talking about that yesterday.
Sorry, about?
The Metaverse standards or Metaverse forum standards or something like that.
The Metaverse forum. Yeah. This is from Sweeney from Epic Games. He commented that everyone who is sticking to the Metaverse forum standards would be interoperable with what they're building. And I remember that I think more than a year ago, Dr. Profit was posting this stuff about the Metaverse forum standards on his Twitter. I think it was more than a year ago. And the closeness that he has to the VeVe team, he definitely should have at some form of big whale / advisor / I don't know what form or he is having. He should probably have mentioned that and brought that up. On the other hand, I have to say that we are in very wild speculation territory, because not only because something is possible, it also has to happen. Because you can't just say, oh, this is the same IP, because there was also before with the Star Wars IP when Fortnite launched Star Wars skins, and also that was not like, oh, now our Star Wars skins are gamified. So we do not really have much evidence for gamified NFTs, but that doesn't mean that the NFTs cannot unlock something in a certain way. But also then I'm thinking about what benefit does Disney have to drive this effort to bring VeVe stuff into the Epic Games, if they could also in that shop system just sell a new wave of NFTs, right? So for example, these are thoughts that I'm having to check, hey, am I drifting too much into that world of hope? And what would be, from a business perspective, the smarter move? On the other hand, they have dropped very significant NFTs on VeVe. So yeah, what do you guys think? Let me know.
Ian, what do you think about the IMX?
Well, I don't know. I don't like to speculate much, because we used to do videos about, hey, this is coming and this is coming, and some of the time we were right, like Marvel and stuff like that. But then other times it was just like, I don't know, it was just way out there, and people started getting so crazy about stuff. Like I think the whole Ready Player One came from one of the early interviews that I think it was Dan and Reese did.
Probably Dan. Yeah.
Dr. something. I've got a feeling his name was Dr. something, but
Dr. Rolex? Maybe Dr. Rolex. Dr.
No. It was do you remember,
Dr.
Randy? It was Dr. something, and it was this guy with long hair and glasses, and he had like, there was more than him. There was like a few crypto
but it wasn't
guys,
the
basically.
Gale, right? It wasn't the Gale.
No, it wasn't the Gale. No. This is way back when Omi first sort of started hitting its thing. It was Dr. something. I can't remember his name, but and he had a Discord, not Discord, a Twitch as well for a while when he was doing it on there. And that's when that's for me when they first started talking about the Ready Player One experience, and everyone jumped on it. And they were like, whoa, Ready Player One. And it was like, everyone was talking about this Ready Player One, how it's going to be. And then obviously nothing's happened with that for like 3 years. Like if we start talking about it again and getting all excited about something like the Metaverse thing that hasn't quite come to fruition yet, then I don't know. But like people have got invites now for the VeVeVerse. Randy, do you get an invite? Did I see that on your Twitter that you got invited, or?
Yeah, I got the invite.
So you're in yet, or you're doing all the process so far?
No, they have to. They're giving everyone until the 21st of February to get that in, and then on the 22nd, I think you get in.
Did anyone else get that, or is it just Randy who got that?
I'm looking right now. I'm just checking.
He's checking. Quick, check your junk folder. Have a look.
Actually, I should check my spam just in case, but I don't think so.
Nah, they know they would torture me with such an NDA.
Yeah,
I would want to show that stuff and make it an experience. So it's fine that I didn't get it.
I'm very sad. I'm sad. I've literally got my headset just sitting here. I put this show on every week for like 60 weeks in a row. No
and
invite.
They don't even invite you. What a load of rubbish.
How rude.
How rude.
Oh, Kumo got it. Oh, he's got the Apple Vision Pro as well. He came out either last week or the week before. Yeah, it was really cool to see the Apple Vision Pro. Yeah, there's quite a few people.
Jordan, I think that this and also essentially crypto, what you just said, I think that this dream of interoperability and everyone just passing their NFTs through Metaverse is like the ultimate goal, like mixed reality, and everyone can interact with everything and stream that into the goggles of everyone. That's kind of what people see is like this far out utopia of the NFT world. But I think the way is so long because we don't really, everything that we saw in the last bull run is metaverses that look like were basically an online world that most of the people didn't even play on goggles. They played it on a computer screen, just like every other game like Minecraft. And right now we're having these first steps. So some people were already working with the MetaQuest and so on. Now all the Apple enthusiasts got something for them for $3,500. But we don't really see yet this place where, oh, look, my Bored Ape and my Ether Rock and I don't know what, let's put it on a wall and have a partner set. It's like everything is in these silos, locked out from everything else still. And I don't know, I'm not a programmer, I'm not like a blockchain, whatever, smart contract enabler or whatever. I have no idea how complex it is. But we saw with VeVe how complex it was to enable things that were not of this magnitude. And so I would say it would be a little bit reckless to assume that this is coming throughout this bull run already. I think it would be farther out, my opinion.
Fair point.
Well, Randy, I sent you that thing where Disney finally made that self-leveling mat, because that was always my issue, was how are you going to have, I don't have 10 grand for a room with an omnidirectional treadmill that I can be in a metaverse.
Yeah.
And that self-leveling mat to me was a huge sign that it's coming, or they're putting the funds in it to come, because you can lay that on the floor, pick it up when you're done. You know, that was very interesting to me.
That looked amazing, that mat.
Yeah, I mean, it's still going to be fine. I mean, anybody that thinks that it's going to be tomorrow, I mean, they don't have realistic expectations. You're looking at 2030, honestly. But can they give us enough groundwork to support what we think's happening? And I love to speculate. I always drive my woman crazy. That's soon at the end. That was for a specific community, in my opinion. And that was us, because I've seen a lot of Disney previews in my day, and I've never seen soon at any. I've seen coming soon.
Oh, you're saying the soon at the end of their presentation? Yeah, I saw that had like the brackets. Yeah, that's
and then put ish.
Yeah.
I've never seen them. If you look at every Disney trailer ever, that has never been done before.
You think that's like a bit of breadcrumbs there?
I do, because I can totally see Dan and Dave doing that.
Yeah, that would be crazy if they had the power to be able to say, "Hey, in the trailer, can we just put this here just to like tease our audience?"
I mean, I'm just saying, if you're going to speculate, one, it did look like a partner statue.
Yeah.
And two, what have we been saying for the last 3 years in this community? It's the running joke. Soon.
Exactly. I've got a hat here. I made for that. Speaking of, if anyone wants any merchandise, you can't buy it anymore. I've shut down my store. That's what you get for not buying it, guys. So I have all these unique things that no one can ever buy again. But that's okay. If I get people commenting they want to buy it, then I'll open the store up again. But it's closed for now. That's funny. Let's see.
David quote. Yeah. So I don't know if most likely that's just David being a big fan, just being a fanboy, going is like, oh, this is really cool. And eventually, like Patient Hobbler said, like as long as people are at that certain level, the companies make their metaverse, they will be interoperable. So I think David's just saying like, oh, eventually we'll be interoperable with them in some way. The other thing is that for this to be like a metaverse, do you want it to be more expensive? Like you can expect companies to do what is best for companies, and sometimes that intersects with what the people want. But the companies are going to want to make as much money as possible. The easiest way to do that is by having these things on blockchain. But blockchain, NFTs, or crypto was not mentioned once in that. But there's been a bunch of threads, a bunch of people in Web3 to say like, hey, the world kind of isn't ready for this. They don't like NFTs. They don't like crypto. Let's use different words in order to still talk about it, but have it to not say. Where's my face?
You sort of got rugged a bit there, Randy. You there? We lost Randy, guys.
Well, just
sorry about that.
He's back.
We good? Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you. You're frozen.
You can't see me?
It's an unfortunate image that it's locked on as well.
All right. As long as you can hear me, that's all that matters. I'll keep
There's
whatever.
a ghost talking. There's a ghost, Randy. Go for it, Randy.
All right. Obviously, it's all speculation here, but Disney, obviously, they kind of spread their IP around. They're on Flow with Pinnacle, and they're on, Cryptoys. But Marvel is not allowed to go and sell any of their NFTs anywhere else outside of VeVe. So if they're going to have something on Fortnite, it would have to be VeVe. It would have to be VeVe stuff. If anything's going to be on the blockchain there, it has to be with VeVe in some way. I don't know what that would be. Or again, maybe we're kind of too moonboyish because we're all really engrossed in Web3. And maybe this is just a thing with different skins. I don't know. But that's, David going and retweeting that. I think he's really just excited. If they are interoperable together, we might not see that for like a year. Again, they just announced it. We didn't see gameplay. We just saw a bunch of rendering. So I would give it like a year, maybe. I mean, we don't even have phase 1 of VeVeVerse yet. So the IP branded worlds for phase 2, which I was hoping to get by the end of the year, it might be Q1 next year. We just don't know timelines. But I know Cavernous is building VeVeVerse, and Cavernous does have a partnership with Epic. So I mean, they could very well be running on the same thing, and could be very easily interoperable.
Yeah, for sure. I was thinking maybe that was actually part of the VeVeVerse delay, right? Maybe they didn't want to roll it out until they've got everything aligned with Marvel and Disney and get all these worlds connected together. Just some speculation, of course.
Why the NDA though, if they don't have more?
What was that?
Why the NDA if they don't have more? They've released everything in beta before without an NDA. Why now?
What do you mean the NDA? Everyone who
You
has
have to
beta.
sign in order to get into VeVeVerse. You have to sign an NDA.
Yes. Yep.
They've had beta for a lot of other things and never an NDA. Why now the NDA?
Well, I mean, yeah, they did it last year as well. Yeah. Who knows? So you're saying maybe there is something there.
That's a good question.
I'm saying that you have an NDA for a reason, correct?
I see.
So why do you have
you're
the
agreeing
NDA?
then.
You don't want to have anyone leak footage, otherwise you get punished. Okay.
I know, but
why don't you want to have that leaked? Either it's too bad just now, which it probably isn't because people are excited that are testing it. Or you don't want to have people see certain functionalities.
But I saw the VeVeVerse at DCon without an NDA, and now they changed it, and I need an NDA to see it now. Why?
But when you were at DCon, you saw the basics of VeVeVerse, but you didn't see the what they kept on hinting about and they kept on talking about was all the different
you could put
different IPs are going to have their
and walk around their showroom.
But yeah,
the showroom, yes, but
you didn't have now.
The extended. Well, I don't know. Do they have the extended option? Because we know that Ron English is going to have his own IP related section, his own city, isn't he?
Yeah, so, but that's not what they're building right now. You're not going to have that in the VeVeVerse right now.
Wait, what? I mean, not on phase one, not on the home.
Yeah, not on phase one. That's not what they're saying.
No, but that's the extended version of it, isn't it? That's the extended idea.
That's not what they have, I don't think.
Oh, that's a good point. We won't see it until phase 2.
They don't have that.
Yeah.
So, Randy, what do you think? Why? So the question, I don't know if you heard that, but the question was basically why do they require an NDA when you also could just say, okay, let people leak the footage of the demo version that people are running in? Why would you slap everyone with an NDA where they can't even launch a screenshot, even though you did show a demo on DesignerCon?
Yeah, so the DesignerCon is just like your home space. At New York Comic Con, Marvel put out this is what the home space would look like if it was just Marvel. They had a room for the Marvel Mighties, they had comics on the wall. It was awesome. But maybe just because like essentially Crypto said, Ron English is Delusionville. Just because we can't go in it doesn't mean that we might not be able to see it. Like there might be other worlds that are built and we can see it, but we just can't go in it. So maybe it's something like that. I don't know.
Nobody knows. That's why.
Yeah.
So this is a good point. When they first showed the demo, when they showed the demo of the VeVeVerse, they showed just the home space only. There's nothing else. So it's quite possible now in your home space, maybe you can look out and you can see these other worlds that maybe you can tell what they are. And that's why you need the NDA, so you can't go and shout to everyone what you've seen.
But like Bill Gardner put Disney portals, that would be something to keep under wraps.
That'd be cool.
But to be honest, it should be easy with like a white intransparent wall to just conceal everything that goes beyond the testing area. So I cannot really imagine. I think it has to do something with the mechanics and these developer kits and I don't know what that you can access and use as a beta user. I think that is ultimately must be the reason, because a world you can conceal that.
So I'll just
stop ruining our fun. We were having fun speculating there. You just ruined it.
This is great, but so I used to work for a domain administrator company where we would handle hundreds of thousands of domains. We'd pick up and buy and sell, and I'd have to look through lists of thousands of them to make sure there's no Disney keywords like misspelled Disney or Marvel or anything like that, because we would get instantly sued, right? So, well, they go through a domain dispute. But anyway, basically, Disney was one of the main things I had to look for because they're very, very aggressive if you do something they don't like, if you have their keyword in your domain or anything like that. So it makes a lot of sense that even people who have signed the NDA, who have maybe seen these things, they're not going to spill the beans because they don't want to get sued by Disney, right? If that is the case, like they have a lot of power and they have teams and teams of lawyers. So this would make a lot of sense.
I'm just playing devil's advocate because it seems interesting that you need one. And to me, that seemed definitely like a partner statute. Now, maybe I want to see it, but I don't know. What'd you guys think? Did you think it was a partner statute in the clip?
It was the partner statue. Is it our partner statue? That's the question. I don't know.
There's only one so far that we know of.
I think it is the partner statue of Disneyland, right? But as many people pointed out, it has become an icon or an idol for that has become famous throughout VeVe. That's what people say or claim. But I mean, it's in front of every Disneyland or Disney park.
They have different versions. That one's only in one place.
Okay, that's only in one place. But I'd like to add one more for you guys to speculate, because I really love the speculation of Will and essentially Crypto and everyone. If, let's assume it's really the case, VeVe NFTs are going to be used by Epic and Disney in these worlds. We saw there's a Marvel world and several Disney plateaus, and a connecting castle in the middle, something like a portal room. I don't know what.
There's Avengers Tower. There's Avengers Tower as well, right? I saw an Avengers Tower.
Well, there's Tony Stark Tower, which turns into Avengers Tower. So yeah.
But let's assume that is all happening. Why would VeVe even have to do the effort of building their own VeVeVerse if all of these worlds are going to use their brands? Why would you need such a VeVeVerse if you already have access with your NFTs to all of these worlds produced by 1.5 billion of Disney money? Why would you then even allocate resources to that? That doesn't add up in my mind, at least.
Well, if everything's under Cavernous, go on. Who's going to chat? Yeah, if everything's under Cavernous.
Yeah, just off the top of my head, there's two different or multiple different things, but two that I think one's definitely most likely is that, hey, why are we making a Pokemon Silver game when we're making Pokemon Gold? It's, so, Disney would probably okay the stuff with Epic, and then whatever VeVe's doing in their metaverse, just because they can make, more money. You have trades, you have different things going on. So that could be one thing. I mean, VeVeVerse, you probably have to get all the IPs to sign off and say like, hey, we're okay with this metaverse type of thing. And Disney likes money. And they lost a lot of it last year, so they're probably okay with that being done. Chad from NFT Pirates brought up a really interesting point that I think there's maybe like between a 1% and 3% chance, maybe like 1% and 2% chance happening. He's like, what if they're one and the same? Like every single world and IP that you saw on that trailer, we have except for Pirates of the Caribbean and I forget what the other one was. But just Pirates of the Caribbean, like that. I think that was it, and maybe one other thing. Everything else we have on there. Indiana Jones was the only other thing we don't have. And you see it on the map. Actually, Indiana Jones, I don't even think has anything on the map. I think just Pirates of the Caribbean, because you have the Disney Cruise Line, you have the Black Pearl on there. I think there's a good 1% chance that maybe that is the VeVeVerse. Again, most likely they're going to be two separate things, and most likely they'll have some form of interoperability maybe in like a year or so. But if we are speculating and we're dipping our toes in that, let's cannonball in, and let's say that's one and the same.
Well, Al Kahn had back in his pitch meeting, this was Fortnite. His whole thing. He literally said, we're going to go after Fortnite and we're going to get them. And that literally was his whole pitch back in 2018-19. Is it just coming to fruition? And supposedly Disney fired the Metaverse team, yet here they have this trailer, which I find very interesting too. Everyone commented VeVe's dead, Metaverse is dead a year ago, and yet here this trailer comes out. Where did it come?
That was more because that was Bob Chapek's team, and Bob Iger, they didn't really get along.
But they never said they hired a new team unless they did hire a new team.
Well, I'm curious who's building that, because I mean Epic is and Fortnite, are they doing that themselves, or what's that partnership with Cavernous?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like what? And Cavernous has
Disney NFTs, which I find interesting, but we burn Marvel NFTs. Mm-hmm. Like they're keeping those for some reason.
And they have the. I mean, Cavernous is a private company. We can't see any light. Like it's clear that based on Disney's earning call, they don't own any part of VeVe. They don't own any part of Cavernous, but Epic might. Or Epic doesn't. They haven't. But they have some type of contract, and I don't know what it's for. Maybe they're building this. So either Cavernous is, which they have partnerships with NVIDIA and Meta and all these other places, but so maybe it is two separate projects that they're building, but maybe it goes seamlessly. I mean, you see a giant racetrack around there. Maybe one of the ways to get into this Disney metaverse on Epic is by having a car and driving on that racetrack, or by having an X-Wing or one of Moana's ships building fly into there.
You know, one person starts left, one person starts right, and they build until they meet in the middle.
What is the USP? What is the super strength of Cavernous? So what sets Cavernous apart from other solutions to attract these brands? Because if we know what their specialty is, maybe then we would also come closer to the point why they're working with these brands, right? So what sets Cavernous apart from the rest?
Isn't that the point though, in general, of like a metaverse? It's not supposed to be just a thing. It's supposed to be everything together. So surely if everybody is building on Cavernous, that means that everybody is together. Whereas if you have the VeVeVerse that was on something else and then something else and something else, then it's not really a metaverse. It's just like its own little
It's a world
thing.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So it's basically the base layer for all of that.
Yeah, it's funny
exactly.
that everything's running on Cavernous, and which also runs on Unreal Tournament. Unreal Engine.
Actually, everything IP based.
It's both. Yeah. It's both Unreal
Unity,
and Unity.
Unity as well.
So that's something that's really cool too, where you might not. I mean, I would say like when we onboard, like Asia, a lot of people there's 900 million smartphones, but not everyone has a computer. So if you have something in Unity, then you can use it on your phone as opposed to just having a computer. So that I really, really like about them.
And the first line is, without writing code, drop in multi-user co-presence and stuff like that. So maybe it's something, especially because of that thing where they said, hey, you should be able to build in the metaverse. Maybe that's this without writing code that you still can build without being a coder. Yeah.
It just simplifies everything, because I've actually made some worlds in Unity myself, and Unreal Engine as well. I used to do graphic design, and I've also I've made some like trailers and all sorts of stuff, and it's really fun building that stuff, but it is really time consuming. And drag and drop solutions have existed for a while, but they weren't super advanced. And obviously Cavernous has done a really advanced version where you can grab a character and you can give them all these, now they can run around different directions. They can jump up and down. You don't have to do any of the coding. Okay. You can drop in, whatever, a tree, and they've just made everything really easy for the people that are building. And this makes sense that we'll be able to have some sort of building controls ourselves as well, to be able to make our own worlds. And like it's almost like Lego. They've made some sort of virtual Lego system for us to use, which is going to be really, really fun. I'm excited.
But it seems to be all the IPs that are using that. It doesn't seem to be like, because there's a lot of failed metaverses out there, aren't there? Essentially, or there's a lot of
Well, a few big ones. Yeah, a few big ones.
Yeah,
just don't have many users.
Just don't do anything. But with the IP, I think it's a bit different. Like, because everyone's saying, "Oh, what's the difference between what's that one that everyone uses at the moment? The VR chat one. What's the name of that one?
Spatial.
Do you mean?
Spatial.
It's called VR chat.
But Spatial is part of it, or is I don't know. I haven't been on it, but
VR chat's separate from Spatial. They're different ones.
Oh, they're completely different. Okay, well, Spatial is the one that everyone's talking about. That Cavernous is just Spatial, and they're saying, why is VeVeVerse going to be any different to Spatial? But the reason I think VeVeVerse will be completely different, even if it's not connected to other places, which I don't think is going to be the case. But obviously we've got the IP related, but I think it's more the community, like you said. Like, there's so many people in the community who just are itching to get in there and go on there and chat with other people and do things. And just look at like Omi the Clown, and I'm not sure who else is doing it as well, but they've created a whole website that they haven't released yet. I know that much, but they're with all of the different translations of all the videos, and like they're doing crazy stuff, aren't they, in the background? And lots of community members have their own different way of being part of the community, not just sort of sitting around waiting for things to happen. They make things happen themselves, and I think that is what's going to set apart the VeVeVerse, because these people are going to be doing things in there. Look at all the creators that do stuff. The trailer that came out, he used his own time to do that. you know, and some people picked it apart on their videos or whatever on YouTube, which I think was ridiculous because, you know, it wasn't a professional thing. It was a, you know, chap having a go essentially, but, you know, it was great. And he used his own time to do it. And that's the thing, the difference that the VeVe fam have is that they're willing to do these things. They really enjoy doing these things. They want to be part of this community. They want to do these things. And I think that's going to make VeVe successful, and that's going to make Omi successful because of the fact that you've got these VeVe fam all doing these different things and all bringing something to the table rather than just waiting for things to happen. You know,
100%. It's a great.
There's I'm headed to a meeting this week with a couple of whales, and one of the things that we're going to try to go over is discuss, okay, we know that in VeVeVerse, you're going to be able to make your own games. You're going to be able to do whatever. So the idea with these whales, like, let's come up with an idea that's something that's simple, that everyone will go like 5 years from now, oh, why didn't we think of that? To try to do there. And we're going to try to do some different things to burn some Omi. We're going to try, I mean, we have a couple devs and we have a lot of money behind it. So building some of these games, I think my goal is just to help build as many games as we can. And if, you know, 3% of them have like okay ideas, you know, that'll help. But I guarantee you we're not the only think tank there that has that idea to build as many games as possible.
I would love to build like an around the Comiverse world for pretty much for all the YouTube like content creators. So they could all come and collab in like almost like some sort of round table meeting room in the VeVeVerse. We can all like share our thoughts and ideas and build an awesome, like, I don't know, it'd be really fun to build our own world that we could like bring people into. Maybe have some of our collectibles in there and make up our own games. Room. What was that?
I want a bigger room. If we're gonna build that.
You just put your headset on. Well, you got a massive mansion now. Cavernous was funded by Epic Games.
Cavernous, again, private company, so they can raise money and do other stuff at any point in time. We don't. I mean, the last official raise was X amount of years ago. But since they've gotten all these partnerships now, they're likely to be valued much, much higher, and they'd likely want to go and sell off another piece of the company at a much higher valuation.
Yeah,
I'll ask him about that. I have Anthony Duca coming on the podcast at some point in the next month or so.
I just found an article on the site on the Epic Games websites from Unreal Fest 2022. It says, "What is the Cavernous Metaverse connector?" So on the Epic Games site. So yeah,
do some digging.
Metaverse connector on the Epic Games site sounds pretty good. It's already older, but I didn't see that before.
So they've been doing this for years, right? A lot of this stuff has been happening for years, and we're only just starting to see where they're going. And yeah, it's interesting timing that it seems like they've really planned everything for the halving, sort of really good bullish time period. I don't know if you guys can hear that. There's a storm outside where I am in Melbourne now, in Australia. There's like a full-on storm happening. So if I disappear, my power's probably gone out, and I'll jump on a laptop. So don't stress.
Okay, copy that. We actually have an email from Epic Games where they had responded to somebody saying like, "Hey, is your collab, like, who's building this? It's going to be with VeVeVerse." And the response is, "We appreciate that you're excited with the upcoming update with Disney collab, and if wondering if this has something to do with VeVe Digital Collectibles. Unfortunately, we have no definite information yet about this. However, you can always check our official channels, because we normally post the latest update, and rest assured we'll provide you that information, when it comes out." If this was a definite no, they likely would have just said no. So, I mean, maybe you could make the argument, well, this is support. Support doesn't know the ins and outs of this, so they're going to have to say something like this. But so I think that can be interpreted one of two ways. One of the ways
I saw that email as well. It does look pretty. It does look sus how they wrote that. They didn't really say no.
I mean, to me, that's the standard. We can't answer the question, so we're just gonna give it as vanilla as possible.
Yeah, that is fair.
Well, this speculation is making me more bullish than I was before, which is ridiculous.
It's the exact thing that we wanted to try and avoid. We said at the beginning, didn't we? You asked me the question, and I was like, I don't want to speculate. Like I said, I used to do all these videos, and I think Randy as well used to do the same thing as well. We used to go over things that were years old, and like there was one there that what's that Metaverse again that everyone was going crazy for them. Is it Mana? No. What was the?
Oh, Decentraland.
Decentraland. There was like an article where VeVe was saying that they're partnered with Decentraland that I found, and I was like, yeah, we're partnered with Decentraland, and then that turned out to not be the case. And OpenSea as well. There was a VeVe article about we're joining with OpenSea, and then that never happened. And it was just like all these things used to put out, and it's just like, it got a bit like speculation, all the time. And what's his Matt? I can't remember his name now. He just did a drop just recently.
Matt Groening?
Yes.
Yeah. Or Matt Gondek.
Yeah, Matt Gondek. Yeah. Well, I remember doing a video about him saying he was coming to VeVe, and then him contacting me on Instagram saying, no, I'm not working with VeVe. And then like a couple of years later,
but he is.
It's weapon racks and stuff, right? That's him.
Yeah. What? Sorry.
Yeah, weapons racks.
The weapon racks.
That's it. Yeah. And the just the recent one, wasn't it? The Homer Simpson thingy. That went crazy. People went crazy for that one, didn't they?
Scarcity.
Yeah, and also the physical as well. That was the other thing they. So I think all these things, because one of the things I remember, like certain interviews have been deleted and stuff like that, obviously, but I still remember quite a lot of stuff from the interviews. And I remember David Yu saying in one specific interview that the collectibles were not the way they were heading. Like that was not the only thing. That to me was like one of the bullish things he said, and I've sort of always remembered that in the back of my mind. So that this is just the beginning. There's so much more to come, and the collectibles were just a thing that they put together.
Just a gift shop.
The gift shop.
The gift shop. Yeah, that blew my mind when they said that, and the way they said it, they delivered that line. It was like made you think, made you like,
yeah,
everything we know about VeVe could just be like a little gift shop on the way to the rest of the experience.
Yeah,
that's mind blowing.
And we're just sitting there crazily speculating, and then everything seems to be going the right ways. But obviously, everyone in crypto is very impatient in general, anyway, aren't they? So
for sure.
Everyone wants it now.
we have a question for you, essentially crypto as well as King VeVe. So it wasn't me who said it. G-Flow said it. What do you guys think Omi will hit during the bull run? I don't know, maybe the end of this year, start of next year. What do you guys think? Price predictions.
Me? I'm on the more bullish side. If the problem is what do they deliver? I know we're getting back to 1.3 again because any crypto is getting back to 1.3. If you guys haven't learned that lesson in crypto yet, if you're still around, you're going to have the same pump you did minimum. Most times it's at least double. So that puts you 2.5 cents.
I'm good at that.
That's to me is pretty much my worst case. Now, if they start delivering, or if our speculation that, hey, there is some breadcrumbs to Disney, Fortnite, if they actually start doing it, I don't see why we can't see like 8 to 10 cents in it. And then the initial run up could be crazy because everybody's seen the God candle and then everybody wants to buy. But until you get it somewhere where people can buy, that's if we start getting exchanges, if we had exchanges right now, in my opinion, we'd be double lot 3.5 right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Sentiment's definitely changing. My vault's creeping. The grails are going up. I mean, I don't know. You guys, I don't know. I probably have the most collectibles out of anybody here, but like I continue to buy comics because to me, we have the exclusivity with Marvel. But imagine you're trying to the segue from physical to digital. You can't restart. You can't give all your grails for 3 years and then say, whoops, we messed up. Go to this site. That would kill the physical comic collectors. They would be like, no, there's no way we're going with this. You have to keep some kind of standard, or you know what I mean? You can't change. And they've given us pretty much every grail comic almost.
Yeah.
I don't see them just saying, hey, thank you guys. We took your money. These are nothing. And we're going to go now on candy or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't see that. That would kill it. That would kill the transfer from physical to digital. Because if you look at games, back in the day, I always bought the physical disc. and you could have bought both, but now my stepson, he buys the digital because he don't care, because he's removed now. And that's what they're trying to do with the comics, in my opinion. So I've been loading up on comics.
Awesome. I know Patient Holder loves his comics.
I do. I like that strategy.
I think it's the safest thing, man.
What was your end of year prediction, Will?
It all depends on. We got to get exchanges.
I got it. It's 2.5 cents for bear case, and it's 8 to 10 cents for bull case.
Yeah, but you got to get the exchanges. If we don't get exchanges, you struggle again. You know what I mean?
So, Essentially Crypto, you're on the chopping block. Could you give us some sort of price prediction?
Yeah, no, it's not worth asking me at all. I have no clue whatsoever. And to be honest, I used to watch all the videos of other people as well, like Taps. I remember Taps. I was super bullish on Taps Trades when he was doing his thing, and then he come out and said 26 cents by the end of the year, and I was like, woohoo, and then and look at us now. So I don't ever try to try and no. But that being said, it would be nice if it was like 5 or 6 cents or something, is what I'd say. It'd be nice if the sentiment is changing, then there's no reason why. And also, if they bring in the stuff they've said, maybe the speculation that we said, but not even that, but just if they get OMI in the app, which I don't think should be that difficult to do, really. I don't know. Maybe they're holding
like OMI to NFT. You mean OMI to NFT?
I don't know about OMI to NFT.
Buying OMI inside the app. Okay.
Yeah, buying OMI on the app, because then you can then add the OMI to your thing a lot easier, obviously. Yeah. But also you got your buying the OMI, you've got obviously the OMI to NFT, but I don't think that will do a lot. But I think the one that's going to go killer is when they do the OMI to gems. Because when they actually get all that sorted, are they still doing that? Has that changed now?
That's going to burn so much OMI when that's
going to burn a buttload of OMI, and I know we've got a lot of it anyway. I know there's tons and tons, but that intense will also change the sentiment. And at the end of the day, crypto works on sentiment. It doesn't matter whether it's a shitcoin or whether it's a freaking because the weird thing is that VeVe has a use case. It's already making millions, but nobody cares. Because the sentiment on Twitter is not people because any of that stuff. If you get the right person behind it, just look at just look at Pepe. You saw how it went, and that's mainly because of the fact that everyone just wanted to meme the hell out of it and try and make some money off it. And now there's, I've started following people on Twitter now. Just as soon as they talk about something, I check to see if it's on YouTube, and then I just go and buy a small amount of it, and then just see what happens. Because it's just gambling at the end of the day, and that's crypto in general. It doesn't matter what, Yeah, what? Sorry.
Get some moon bags going.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, it's just, and the thing is, you can be the best trader in the world, and you can read the charts and you can do all that sort of stuff. But when it comes down to it, if the team doesn't deliver or if the sentiment isn't there, then you're screwed, basically. Yeah. So and I think that they're definitely going to deliver, whether it takes a long time or a little time. There's too much going on that they can't deliver. But then, having said that, you've got the other ones like Rika and stuff like that who just don't exist anymore. So and they were interoperable as well, weren't they? And people were saying, "I want interoperability."
They never had the cash flow. They never had the cash flow that VeVe's had, though. They never. Really
no other platform has.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah. And that's the thing, right? You're so right, Essentially Crypto, that VeVe has huge revenue, right? And we know there's a token connected to it, and we've got all these things coming up, and still people don't give a crap because it's not a meme coin. Whereas the meme coin's only focus is to go up. Right, that's all they want to do, and they want to pump it, and they grab a bunch of exchanges. I do think OMI would be way higher if we'd had a bunch of exchanges already. I think that's almost unquestionable. But yeah, it would have pumped and dumped a little bit, but it'd still be higher than what it is now. And it would also make it a lot easier when people find out about OMI. I know so many people. I know Randy knows these as well. So many people have heard about OMI, and they're like, "Where'd I go to get it? Oh, it's not on Binance, it's not on Coinbase, it's not on all these major exchanges. No, it's too hard. It's too hard. I don't want to do it. Don't want to touch it."
I've bought OMI for 50 people at my work because they're like, "Oh, I don't know how to do that. Just buy it for me." Yeah. I'm like,
I've personally helped like 10 to 15 people
more
buy OMI because they couldn't work it out. Or I've sent them a guide, like these are all the steps you got to do.
Yeah, they don't care. They're just like, "Hey, why don't you? Here's my money, and why don't you just get it for me?" And I'm like, "All right."
So you guys are basically launching unregistered securities for people?
Perfect. That's what we do. We're not scared.
I personally set up the accounts in their name, so I'm not liable. I'm just helping them out.
Okay.
Yeah, they just get a MetaMask and transfer them their own.
I mean, it's a lot easier with Coinbase Wallet for a lot of the US people. They just transfer their ETH from Coinbase to the Coinbase wallet, and then they swap it for OMI. It's a little
Randy,
expensive.
you tell me you can only do like 100,000 OMI at a time. That's nothing.
No. I've bought a couple million on there at once.
Yeah.
You can't do more than a couple. Like you can't do more than like $8,000 or $9,000 at a time. Yeah. But you can buy several million on there. I've done it before.
I like to go through Bit4X just so I can control the price I'm buying at. You go there, they're just gonna you get what you get. That's what you get.
Yeah, I mean they do say they're searching for the best price. I don't know how true that is. Thank you, Stidwack, for the super chat. Saying Super Saiyan Chavez get DBZ this year. Love all you guys. Thanks, man.
Yeah, if we get Dragon Ball Z, man, it's over. You can see I've got my Goku here. He's just waiting. Ultra Instinct.
We have VeVe Magic announced that she's going to South by Southwest on next month for the Marvel release. So Marvel has officially posted that they will be rebooting the Ultimate X-Men, and doing a reboot is something that they don't do all willy-nilly. They're going to do something like that only after months, if not years of, they have to wait for certain storylines to finish. They have to wait for crossovers to finish. So this is something that has likely been in the works for well over a year, if not multiple years. And like you guys were saying before, moving from the physical to digital, over on the official website to say, join Marvel, the editor-in-chief, and the VP executive editor to learn what's coming from Marvel X-Men comics this summer, when everything about mutant kind will change. But it's going to say Marvel and leader of revolution in technology and digital collectibles platform VeVe discuss how the intersecting of storytelling and tech are coming together in exciting new ways. I do think that in addition to Marvel sending out their comic books towards whatever physical retailer they have, I think a lot of the new comics will be on VeVe as well, like every month. Now that's just my opinion. They might just be doing this with Ultimate X-Men, but that's something that we haven't done before. It's just been Key or Grail comics to this point. But being able to get like a storyline from the beginning never happened before. I think they'll announce that, and then maybe some QR codes that we might get on Disney Plus. That might be something we could get as well. But VeVe Magic's going down. Just going to record it for us.
That's awesome. Yeah. So look, it could be that this event, South by Southwest, is the launch of the VeVeVerse and the connected worlds. Speculation again.
I don't know about that. It's just Marvel Comics is going there, but anything's possible, I guess.
I mean,
it's a music festival, isn't it?
It's an interesting venue for that meeting, though, don't you think?
Yeah.
But are they doing something with Apple Vision Pro as well? Is there something to?
Not to my knowledge.
I thought there was something.
Well, I mean, no announcement there. I mean, Anthony from Cavernous said, like, yeah, he's going to be working on stuff with it. So we'll be able to have VeVe and stuff on Apple Vision Pro at some point, in AR and on VeVeVerse, but not anytime soon, I don't think.
That would be crazy. That would be crazy. And what's that, next month? Literally a month before the halving?
On like February or no, March 14th on Pi Day, they'll go in and they'll have it.
And I think it's around April 13th, right? That's around the halving, around April 13th. I don't know, it fluctuates a little depending on the speed of the blocks being done.
I thought it was late April. It's close.
I'm pretty sure it's early April last time I checked. But yeah, like I've seen there's countdown timers, and there's a couple day fluctuation between some of the halving countdown timers. But yeah, basically it's mid-April. We'll say around mid-April. So it's about a month. It's about almost directly 1 month after the South by Southwest event. Man,
I just Googled it. It's it just says April 2024.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a countdown timer. You can look for there's countdown timers which will show you per day. It's they fluctuate depending on the speed of the hash rate.
All right, countdown clock. Oh, I guess April 18th is right now
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So about mid-April.
Yeah.
That's not far. That's not far away, guys. I'm excited. If we hit Bitcoin all-time high or just below that before we even get to the halving, that's going to be insane. Like that's, what if Bitcoin does a 5x from there? That would be like $500,000 Bitcoin. I did not expect that.
That'd be 350. If we get to 70,000 by that time, A 5x would be a 350,000, which is fine. We're at 50,000 right now. I definitely think we can do it.
So that'd be $500,000 Australian dollars.
Nice.
Yeah, wicked.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I have to always translate. My brain has to always translate between US dollars and Australian dollars, like every day, all the time. It's super annoying. So I just always check in US dollars, Australian dollars, US dollars, Australian dollars. But yeah, that's
so the South by Southwest thing is a music festival, though, isn't it? Is that
massive one? Yeah.
So are we not speculating that they're going to drop something about a music vertical or something? Wasn't that the whole thing with is it Ron English with his jukebox and everything? Isn't that was it Ron English?
What if it was what if it was Taylor Swift World?
I don't think the app could handle that.
No, but like, wasn't there a thing that Ron English said that he's got jukeboxes to go in the VeVe app, and then you had to buy the jukebox? Was it Ron English or was it some other artist?
I know there's jukeboxes. I didn't know it was Ron English. I know there's jukeboxes. David, you just mentioned
maybe
jukeboxes.
He has his own jukebox that you can get. It's like a special variant. I don't know.
That would be so cool.
I saw an interview with it. I'm going to have to look for that interview now. It was definitely. I'm sure it was Ron English. And he was talking about the fact that he's going to be dropping these jukeboxes, and you have to, you will get the music to go in those jukeboxes, and that's how you'll play them. But I don't remember where I saw that. I definitely wasn't dreaming it. I'm pretty sure it was Ron English. Pretty sure it was. I'll have to. I don't know how I can find that because I don't even know where I saw it. I'm sure it was an interview with him. It wasn't like with one of the VeVe fam or anything. It was a separate thing, and he was just on camera saying it basically. So talking about
Ron English.
Yeah, I'm sure it was Ron English.
Yeah, I didn't.
That's possible. Yes, if you found it somewhere. Some of those interviews disappear too. Like you gotta watch it because
yeah.
They give away alpha, and then someone finds out and tells them. Like they got to delete that stuff.
Oh, here we go. Look, Robel, is that his name? Robel? I don't know how you pronounce your name. Sorry if I got that wrong, but he says, yeah, there you go. There's a team working on jukeboxes and music. That was right. Yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah, I'm sure I saw something. So I'm guessing that this South by Southwest thing, maybe they're going to announce something about possibly because they're like, why else would they go to a music festival?
Well, they're going for Marvel, but maybe a secondary thing is that they haven't announced it yet. But maybe like the week of, hey, we're also doing this, and they could announce that there as well.
Yeah, I just wonder if it's going to be something to do with music drop because there was all that teasing about those Asian boy band as well, wasn't there? But I don't know if that was just people, that's
just going people speculating. I don't think we have these yet.
Right. I didn't even know who they were, and then I heard them on TV the other day, and I was wait.
I have a question for both Randy and Patient Hodlers. You guys are really into crypto. I know, Will, it sounds like you're getting more into crypto now. And I know Queen VeVe is not that big into...
No, I've been into crypto since 17.
Yeah, and Queen VeVe is a little bit more hestant putting too much money into crypto.
Well, trust me, I know.
Yeah, it sounds like you're more...
Trust me, I know.
This guy says, JP Trees, he says, Omi will do okay this cycle, but he's looking forward to basically buying Omi on the floor in 2026. For the next cycle, because all exchanges will be there, all the burning mechanisms and everything will be up and running, and he thinks it'll be really big. So are you guys willing to are you going to cash out a lot this cycle and then maybe try and buy more Omi in the next bear market? Randy, are you going to keep any of your Omi? Or are you going to try and cash a lot of it out? What do you think?
I think I kind of have a little bit of the PTSD from last time. So I'll likely lose out on a lot of gains.
I'm there with you, Randy. We both hit over 1 million, remember?
I'll likely cash out. I'd start to cash out at the multi-million level. So about 1.2 cents, I'll sell a little bit. And then at, 2 cents, all the way, I'll be selling on the way up. I'll definitely keep a moon bag of maybe like 50 million, after, like 15 cents. And then if it goes to like past that 20, 30 cents, then I'll just sell the rest. But most of it will do, Bill. Most of it is going to be sold probably before the 10-cent mark, even though that's my base case. And the base case, and again, things could go super parabolic. I don't. By the end of this year, I'm still going to be conservative and say 1.2 cents. And then next at the peak, whenever that is, you're going to have that FOMO. You have a lot of different partnerships that nobody's really talking about. The Alibaba partnership. You have whatever's going on with their Metaverse and Disney's with Metaverse with Epic. There's a lot of things that we know that are coming, but there's other things that nobody has any idea. Like we didn't know about Funko. We didn't know about Alibaba until he went and posted it on Instagram. So I would say there's more to what's coming than what meets the eye.
Yeah, yeah. So my initial question was, will you sell a lot of that? And I think you basically answered that. But then will you scoop up a lot more OMI in the next bear market? Will you keep playing this game? Or do you think if you make multiple millions, you just be
in
out?
the next 2 years, 3 years at the next bear market, let's say OMI goes to, let's say, just 10 cents and then it comes back down to, 2 cents. Okay, well, let's say I think OMI gets to, that'd be a 50x if it goes to $1 by 2030 or 2029. But I think there's likely going to be other things that will outperform OMI at that time that I could probably put a lot of my funds into. Now, OMI, I think, will obviously be the safest, but it depends. I do have to lock in a bunch of those profits. But yeah, if the next bear market you see OMI go down another 80%, and the fundamentals haven't changed and the thesis is still there, even if I only sense like a 10 to 20x for OMI, I know it's safe. I'll buy back in. Yes.
Awesome. Patient holder, what's your look on it?
I think it's too far out to say what's going to happen in the next bear market. First, I want to see how far we can go in this bull market. Also, in terms of Bitcoin, there are so many wild theories out there, from 150k Bitcoin, which I can get behind, and up to, I don't know, beyond 500,000 Bitcoin, which I think is too far fetched, too far out. For OMI, I would also say that I have a more conservative target for the end of the year, which I would see more at 007-ish if things are going good. 007 is 0.7 of a cent, right? So it's not even at a cent. The reason for that is not so much because I would be massively bearish on Ecomi. It's just that by the end of the year, probably Bitcoin is topping out and the altcoins are still in a running phase, and Ecomi is one of the last ones to go. So even if I would assume that it goes to a cent or so, I don't think that's happening by the end of the year.
You're looking at it way too logically.
Sorry?
You're looking at it way too logically. A lot of people in crypto are not thinking that way.
Maybe, but the last year, for the end of the year prediction, I was right, and I'm going to go with.
That's true. You were. You're right in the bear market.
That's a good point.
The bear market's hard to understand how bloody bearish it is, and I think the bull market's also hard to understand how crazy bullish it is. So I think that's the swings there.
So Randy is right. There are a lot of, in this sense, I think there's something to factor in. A lot of degenerate stuff is happening in an altcoin season, and the altcoin season usually starts when Bitcoin is passing, Bitcoin is passing their previous all-time high, so beyond 69,000, altcoin season starting and lasting for a couple of months. We don't know when that exactly is and how far behind OMI will be in that altcoin season. But in these altcoin seasons, degenerate stuff happens. But keep in mind that 007 means a 10x from here for OMI.
Yeah, it's not bad.
So a lot of people will have 10x their money. A Dr. Profit will have 10x their money. The people that have billions of tokens will have Dr. Profit, not from his entry, but from where
from his entry. 10x from here.
From his entries, maybe looking still at I don't know. But a 10x with billions of OMI will also lead to some profit taking. 100%. I can't see all of these people with billions of OMI sitting there and waiting for 15 cents. So my reasoning, and then we have to keep in mind, the last time that we topped out, we didn't have all the token unlocks. So there's more OMI available right now, theoretically, although not everyone will be selling.
None of that is sold, though. Like, none of that's in the public space. It's all just in David and Dan's wallets.
Not all of that, right? There were VCs, there were advisors, there were people that got their unlocks. There are people that got these unlocks, and that we know for a fact that they are dumping the entire bear market out of these unlocks.
You see two of them. You see Ben and you see Vegas Dave, I think, is the other guy.
Yeah, but then also there's this. What is the
Janet
name of the company?
Janek?
Blackbird also.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah. The other
company. So actually, I'm not monitoring all of these wallets, but I can assume that these guys were not able with that low of a liquidity all to dump their OMIs. And I'm not saying that they're going to dump, but they're for sure gonna take profits. So that's all what I'm calculating. And then I say, okay, we 10x from here. That's a $2 billion market cap. $2 billion market cap would put OMI right now in the top 50. Wouldn't do it anymore if the whole market does a 10x. But then, okay, let's say my absolute bull case, everything goes right. All exchanges come, OMI to NFT, burning starts. There must be also time for burns to really take effect, right? So if burns come end of the year, you don't have the burn effect at the end of the year. It's just the narrative is there, but the burning didn't take place. But let's say everything goes right and we go to a $20 billion market cap, right? Then we're at 7 cents? I don't know.
Well, that's 100x. Yeah, it's 100.
Yeah, it's
100x.
This is the maximum with everything going right I can get behind. But
yeah, I agree. I personally agree.
Me, and I will come on Ecomiverse, everyone laughing at my face. I will do that, no problem. But I don't. So I'm going with end of 2024, 007, and then bear case is going to 0, right? We don't have to talk about this, but like the medium case is like breaching previous all-time high or going to the previous all-time high, like 1 to 3, 2 cents, and then 4 cents, and in the most degenerate, like 7 cents. Yeah,
I think you're way off, but that's, you were obviously right last time. I was way off last time, so.
That also doesn't mean anything. That I was right about that we're sticking around that price action for a longer time. That was my feeling, my analysis. But that just because I was right one time, I hope that you guys are right. I hope it goes to 10, 20, 30 cents because I also hold some Ecomi tokens and I also want to have a moonback that goes to these levels, right? I'm not going to sell everything.
I'll put it this way.
I would buy back in the bear market once again if I see that everything's coming and it's just play the game, right? I would do that, but we're not there yet.
I just wanted to stand here. I will keep most of my collectibles. I don't know if you guys are planning to cash or sell a lot of your collectibles during the bull run, but I'm going to keep most of mine. Will, I want to know your outtake, your outlook for this. What would you do?
For me, I'm curious to see how financial money actually affects Bitcoin, and if we get an ETH ETF also.
Yes.
And everything you got what's called a chaos variable. You have this little bit of randomness. Like I'm driving a car and I can get hit by lightning. And for the past 12 years or whatever, we've had the same amount of chaos variable. The ETFs that are actually being approved, we're seeing the markets react where Bitcoin's, challenging going to places it's not gone before the halving before. So I'm curious to see, because when I got my woman involved, I was like, to me, Bitcoin, I was looking at 88,000. And that was prior to the ETF and everything. Like that was where I was looking at top out. So I'm not a big believer in a $250,000 Bitcoin yet. But until we see how the institutional money actually reacts, because if it does go to 250, people are going to have a lot more money to play with altcoins, and then you get the roll down effect, and that affects everything.
Yep.
But if you go on straight TA, we've never had this possible $10 trillion coming in to the market. So how fast it comes in, whether it's really adopted, whether it's anything, but it seems like it's affecting it right now. I'm just curious to see how much that really truly affects the price of Bitcoin. Because to me, when I was talking to my wife on getting into crypto, she's like, what's the best case? And Bitcoin was 25 to 28. And I'm like, I'm looking for 90. She's like, I'm good with a 3X. So like I said, if you actually because there's a lot of theories out there that, it wasn't supposed to break 50 before the bull run. A lot of people didn't believe, and now it has. Is it going to go a leg up? Because it could go up to 54, 56, so I'm really, Bitcoin to me is still the key to see how big it truly gets, because that's what frees up everyone's money and it rolls down.
100%. 100%. Ian, what's your take on this? And do you hold a lot of other crypto? So essentially crypto. Do you hold a lot of other crypto?
I don't have a lot of other stuff. No, I don't sort of over leverage myself anyway. I got into this purely because of the fact that I was just sort of trying it out essentially. My main hold, I guess, is Omi, but I've got some other stuff now. I just changed all my Pepe to pork because I got
you told me about that, right? Some pork.
Yeah. All that is it's just a meme coin.
I'm done
It's
with
again
memes now. Like, yeah, I hold a few memes, but I'm not too many. I'm not interested to pick up any more memes now. So go on.
No, well, I wasn't, but Pepe, they obviously I got in Pepe a little bit early, so therefore I made a nice profit on it. And then I was just sitting on my Pepe, and it's been going down ever since. And one of the guys who put Pepe onto the exchanges or helped to get them on the exchanges, Paulie on Twitter, he's brought out his own thing, Pondex, and it's a decentralized exchange basically, and you get rewards for using it. And Pork is his token now because Pepe they stole like $160 million and dumped it basically on the community.
I saw that, yeah.
So therefore, like, I just sort of thought, you know what, I don't want to hold this token anymore anyway. So I just swapped it all for Pork, and now he's trying to push his token basically, and because of the fact that he managed to get Pepe to the heights it was. I figured maybe that's the thing. There's a few other ones that I hold, but I'm not, I'm not a huge whale or any stretch of the imagination anywhere near that. So I just hold a few different ones and just see how they go. But everything's down at the moment, purely because of the way it is at the moment. So I'm hoping but the trouble is you never know what's going to go up and what's going to stay down at the end of the day, and like everyone's saying, oh, when Omi gets to this, when Omi gets to that, but obviously it won't get to that unless we have people buying in, and those people are buying in because they believe that it's going to go higher. Otherwise, they won't buy in, will they? Essentially, so you've always got to have somebody. Well, you got to have someone to sell to, haven't you? You can't.
Well, I mean, some people will just buy it so they could use for bronze tickets, so they could burn or stake. They won't just be buying to go and sell. They'll be buying to actually use. In which case, most people won't care about what the price is. They'll just go.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I suppose. Yeah, a bit like Axie, I suppose, because Axie's, when you bought the SLP and all that, not because you were thinking, oh, is it going to go up? But it was like, I need this to breed my creatures.
That's a good point. And Axie did really well during the last bull run. Axie was absolutely.
But they changed the narrative, didn't they? As well, they kind of done what VeVe did in a way, and that is that they changed the narrative from, hey, you can make loads of money of this, to this is a game that you want to play and you can play to win, as opposed to play to earn.
Did you play it? I played Axie Infinity like straight up every day for like 2 weeks, like nonstop.
No, I did, but
I got really good at the game. I was getting high in the rankings.
I got creatures to make, and I bred creatures and stuff like that, and I sold those. But I was I got my money back, so I put in like $4,000 and then I got it all back. But I didn't make any money from it because of the fact that
I did the same, exactly the same.
Still got a bloody stable full of Axies that aren't going anywhere because, literally, I got my money back like a couple of days just before the hack. Once that hack happened. Yeah. I remember that shot down. It was I was like, okay, I'm gonna hold on, and I bought a few more. I was like, oh, that one's only $250. I'm gonna get that, and I've now got like a stable of Axies that were 100%, and I was getting ready to breed them, and I'm like, wow, this is awesome. I'm gonna make so much money. And then
it sounds like you got in the same time as me, where everything went up for a while, and then everything just started going down. All the Axie prices went down. There was like an influx of too many people were breeding too many Axies at once.
Yeah, exactly.
And the price just started dropping. I was at the same time. I got out at the same time as well. So it sounds like we had almost the same experience.
Well, I got out because I didn't sell them because of the fact that they went so low.
Yeah,
I didn't play the game at all.
Right?
No, never played the game.
It's basically a card game. It's basically just a really advanced card game. Sort of like Pokemon on steroids. Yeah, it was pretty good.
People played it purely to make money, didn't they? And that was it. And once they changed that narrative, once they decided that they were no longer going to do that, the price of the price of Axies went down, and the price of SLP and AXS and all that, because people were then like, well, if I'm not going to make money from it, I'm not going to play anymore. It has to be something that people want to do, and that's why I'm hopeful for the VeVeVerse and stuff. And what Randy said, that they're going to buy it for the bronze tickets because they don't care about the price, because it's not about the price of the Omi, it's about the fact that they're going to buy a bronze ticket and therefore use that for something. So if people can use the token for utility of something, then, and there's that thing as well, isn't there? There's all the games and stuff.
Is anybody in that? Because I tried to get in the beta. I don't think I got in time.
I didn't get
I
in.
joined the Discord. Patient holder, did you get in it? Toki. How do you guys say it?
I'm actually not sure because I haven't looked at Discord since. I put in the little thing, you're supposed to put in the thing if you wanted to be part of it, and then I didn't even look at Discord again. So yeah, probably not now.
Yeah, I went there and you were supposed to get a message from one of the admins or something with like a code, beta code.
Oh, okay. Oh,
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I've got all my DMs turned off because I've been scammed on Discord before. So
yeah. I didn't get any DMs, so I'm guessing I didn't get in.
Yeah,
look, this James Woods says that he thinks there might be like 10 or so ETFs for the top 10 projects over the next 3 years. That would be amazing. Like if all the top tokens got an ETF, I'd look forward to a Cardano ADA ETF because that's one of my biggest holdings.
Yeah, I like Cardano a lot.
Yeah, you got some good holdings in that.
Yeah, I'm trying to close into 100,000 Cardano.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I think I'm at about 130,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite projects.
What was that, Patient Holder?
I have to go. I posted.
No worries. Thanks so much. Yeah, sorry, it's really late for you. Yeah, thanks.
Thanks for coming by, man.
Thank you all for the discussion and the price targets. Thanks, everyone.
Awesome fun. Yeah, have a good sleep. Take care.
Yeah, man.
Awesome. Well, it is getting later on out, guys. Do you guys want to wrap up?
I got to bounce too.
Yep. Straight away, Randy, or you want to say goodbye?
Yeah, no, I'll bounce. I'll start off the week's. Pay attention to what VeVe's doing, and pay attention to stuff that they might be trying to, I don't know, distract with one thing while they build something else. I think we know that music is coming. They haven't talked about it in a while. They've talked about anime, but they haven't talked about it in a while. Again, like MCP, they just rolled out just like that without anything. Funko, they had a partnership with, they rolled out just like nothing. So we have things that we know of. There's going to be other things that we don't know of. I can't wait for them. I think in Q2, the narrative's kind of changed right now, with especially now that you had a couple of internet celebrities buy the gold logo. They're getting back in the community. I think that you have a really big narrative shift in Q2.
Awesome. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. I like how they're just randomly dropping things now, like just delivering without too much soons. SXSW Crypto, could you leave? Yeah.
Do anything anymore though? Do we know? Like, is there a reason for that? Because they used to go out to different, obviously, crypto influencers and stuff, and just even in general, you could say, "Hey, do you want to come on the channel?" But like, does Foster do interviews anymore? Randy, you would know better than me.
He did.
He just did one.
Yeah, he did one like last week on Comics and Crypto channel.
Yeah, it was like 2 days ago, 3 days ago.
Ah, damn it! Oh, I missed it. Okay, I didn't see that popping up, so I'll have to.
Definitely check it out. It's a really good interview. It's a really good interview. Yeah.
Yeah.
On Comics and Crypto. Do you want
does he reveal anything, or is it just the general sidestepping, walking around thing?
Yeah,
so,
I mean, yeah.
You want to go to?
Yeah, pretty much what you said. It's pretty much sidestep, but he leaves you very bullish because he says what he can say without saying things. He's actually Foster's actually very good at articulating what he means without actually saying it directly. He's one of the reasons that I'm still really excited. Hey, would you like to, Ian, or SXSW Crypto, can you leave the audience with your parting thoughts of what you think they should take away from this episode, this show? Some good advice, general advice.
I don't know. I guess what Randy said is watch what they're doing, because at the end of the day, they must be going to this South by Southwest for a reason. So, but it could just be something completely speculation or not. I don't know. But also just thinking of the words that David said, like we said before in the thing, the fact that VeVe, or not VeVeVerse, but the collectibles is just the beginning. It was just a small part of it. So, just I guess have patience and see what happens. But always be a member of the VeVe fam. And, I love what the community is doing with all the different things they're coming up with and the crazy websites they're making and, the games they're coming up with and just everything in general. It's just great to be a part of. So, yeah.
Awesome. Really. And Will, what's your parting thoughts?
Oh, wow. I mean, I'm a big believer in Veve and Ecomi. That being said, the opportunities in crypto are tremendous right now. You guys got about 2 more months. And if this is too risky for you, I totally get it. You can get a top 10 crypto and still get a 10x. And that you can't.
ADA.
Yeah. Do not miss this opportunity. Like, I mean, especially if you're young, like put whatever you can, and you can turn $3,000 into 30 grand. I mean, it's just a very good time to, I mean, like, yeah, okay, Omi's great, and you got to have your 100Xs, but don't forget to pack your bags on stuff that's still going to make you a solid profit. I mean, that would be my best advice, you know.
Awesome. That is solid advice. So thanks so much for coming on, guys. Like, thanks so much, Real Randy Chavez. Essentially, crypto. Awesome having you on here again, and you saw the audience are loving it. And Will, it's really great to talk to you. Always, we hear from your wife, and you got, she's really awesome, and I know the audience love listening to her. But it's really cool having your perspective and seeing like what the other side is thinking. And I can tell you're more interested in the crypto side than she is. She's more into the VeVe side. Yeah. And it's really like a really fun conversation. So thanks so much for coming, guys. And yeah, stay tuned to the next show next week. And yeah, I'll definitely have you guys both back on again whenever you can. Thanks, guys.